Hello, my friends. It's been too long. This is Big Chonis. How's everybody doing today? It is Thursday, March 14th. I hope everybody is having a great day, a great week. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff past couple of weeks, so kind of been a little quieter than I normally have been in my YouTube broadcasts, but I felt it was high time to get back on you guys, get back live, and look at some Bitcoin price action, see what's going on in the crypto markets. Definitely some interesting dynamic moves we kind of had today, and we're going to take a look at what kind of a price action we're looking into as we head into the weekend. And, lots going on here in terms of what the setup is, especially where we're currently hitting on just a lot of historic key areas of overall support and resistance. Remember, guys, my name is Big Chonis. Remember to follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoy my content. I also do online mentoring. Please check out chonistrading.com, and please feel free to reach out to me if you want to spend an hour with me. We can go one-on-one talking about certain trading ideas, techniques. You can hear my thoughts directly, answer any questions I can on a one-on-one. Only $129 for the hour. And it's a good opportunity to, talk about some of the indicators and whatnot that I discuss in my show today. So let's get into it. And listen, people, let's face it. I was, up this morning on the East Coast USA, and I was watching what seemed to be a nice kind of move here in Bitcoin. A little volume came in after our significant longer ranging price action we've had for such a long time here. And things started to look pretty good as we were basically testing key resistance that I can zoom out to a kind of higher time frame. And listen, this is kind of that area I'm searching for once again. We had and I actually find this $5,600 here as kind of meaningful. Listen, once we broke our 2018 low of 58.76 we hit in August. Once we broke that on November 14th with this cascade here, okay, our very first attempt to say, all right, we'll put in a lower low. Okay, we'll put in a lower low from our 2018 lows, but we'll still keep in the range. We'll keep in the area of the around 6K range. And on the 12-hour chart here for several, about a day and a half or so, almost 2 days, we were able to find support around $5,100 and then kind of get back all the way up to about $5,600 here. And that was that firm rejection here, very strong rejection on this 12-hour candle we see with this upper wick here. And ever since that moment there, it was our last high. It was November 18th, $5,600. It was kind of your last chance to get out relatively close to the 6K range, relatively close to that area where, okay, maybe we are still finding this bottom in this very clean declining descending triangle that Bitcoin had been going through here all the way since, basically all of 2018, as you remember, as we lived through very well over that very long period of time. Remember, guys, appreciate your support. Give me a thumbs up here. 74 of my closest friends. Who do we have in the chat room tonight? Martin, MR666, Iceman666. Good day to you, sir. Hello, Anthony Hardy. Yo. Jetcom Test. Hi, Crypto House. What's up to you, my friend? Tone Loke. Yes, we were Darth Maul today. Let's get into that. Thanks for pointing that out, Tone Loke. Listen, we have this crazy, and listen, how many friggin' times? I think the 5-minute, maybe it's the hourly. Yeah, it's kind of the hourly candle here. Let's get really deep on this thing here. Look at this freaking hourly candle, okay? Darth Maul, long-legged doji, whatever you want to call it. I think Cheds would call it a long-legged doji or a high wave candle, right? Look at the hourly chart here. Look at the volume. I'm on Coinbase here. Much higher than anything we had seen on the hourly candle since back to February 24th. Okay, so that's notable. Good. And, we're still basically, okay, so we had a lot of volume come in that candle. And even with all that, even with all that momentum there, that volume spike, we're basically dead stick again back at 38.50. And what does 38.50 mean? And what is this? Let's face it here. If you were long, if you were short, if you had a tight stop loss in either direction, okay, you know, let's say you're long with a tight stop loss, you could basically, all right, looking good here, looking good, okay, and then you get your stop loss taken out if you're short, you get your stop loss taken out if you're long, and if you had a it's funny, Ched and I were talking about this earlier today. We had this debate about how the higher time frame really would have made a big difference here in basically not being manipulated by this Darth Maul here. And I, you know, the usefulness of the alerts on TradingView and able to set kind of a range here. And for now, basically, let's zoom out to where we had this breakdown that was bought up, this similar volatility down, bought back to a higher high here. So our near-term resistance 39.47, our near-term support 37.72. So there's buyers here and there's sellers here, and even with today's Darth Maul candle, we're still in this you know, equilibrium relative to our basically March 9th high and low setup here. And unfortunately, you have to argue, even with this crazy candle here, nothing more has really changed in the macro perspective, and more or less in the micro perspective here. Tony Ballas, what's up, my brother? John Fitzgerald, Birmingham, UK. That's awesome. Across the pond. Thanks for joining me. Michael K, what's up? Burke K, hello to you, sir. James Ashmore, good evening to you as well. Hello, Sarah. Hey to you as well, Sarah. TJ002, hello. Kong Hong IFY. Greetings from Norway. I used to know some Norwegian. Kevin Metcalf, hello. Coin Grinder, hello from Croatia. That's awesome. Croat, that's great. Donnie Blasco, yes, you know, BitMEX, the winner of the day. Arthur Hayes, smiling, ear to ear, grinning, because he was able to basically liquidate longs, liquidate shorts in one falsetto move. Probably liquidated some accounts if they were leveraged, you know, 10x, 50x, 100x, right? Yeah, where's everybody from tonight? Where in the world? You know, I'm still mesmerized about, you know, I've been on the internet the past 30 years almost. Well, 20 years. Hold on. When did I first get my first modem? I think 1996. I think I had the Prodigy service and had a 21 something, 22K baud modem. Those were the days. G Fared 2010, hello from London. G'day, mate. Manuel, what's up? Wow, Bala Samararian Kanan, hello, my friend. Manel Rupp from Germany, what's up? Kevin Metcalf from Florida. Dude, I wish I was in Florida this week. You know, I have melting snow out here. Spring is definitely beginning to show up a little bit here and there, but it's been quite cold. Tone Loke from Indiana, awesome. Bujij, what's up? Ohio, oh, cool, okay. Buckeye. Phil J from Oregon, right? That's how you say it. Berkey from... It's my man. Smurf, St. Paul. All right. Part of Twin Cities there. Hey, Bleeding Crypto. What's up, brother? Thank you so much for joining me tonight as well. Great content on Twitter. Big Bleeding Crypto definitely puts out. Make sure you give him a follow. Kevin Metcalf from the Matrix. Yes, we are all on this Matrix, this Bitcoin Matrix. Ray Cloud from Belgium. All right. Croatia and Jonas is trapped today from Brazil. Okay, so listen, Bitcoin here still in this freaking range. We've had You know, and what I mean by range here. So we have weeks. Okay, we basically, let's just call it from the monthly here. Let's just call it from March 1st, or you know, the last couple days of February, $3,600. Very top here, $3,900. So we've basically had a high low of less than $300 in the past 15 days. Or roughly a very tight 8%. Now 8%, you know, that's something, right? 8% is not just nothing in this move here. But let's face it here, these have been scalps. These have been quick flips. Okay, maybe you're adding to your shorts up in the higher range. Maybe you're adding to your longs on these wicks. Remember, what's very consistent about a lot of these moves here is a lot of these wicks, a lot of these kind of inverse BARTs have gotten bought up. You know, when you're like, oh, here comes the cascade, here comes the bearish break, gets bought up, and the ranging continues. And because of that ranging, altcoins have been able to rocket through and pop on some many significant ones. So, all right, I'm rambling, aren't I? So let's keep it going here, and let's basically talk about a couple of things, a couple of the key things that I'll be looking at. So let's keep it on the daily for now. We have a little under 2 hours to go in the daily chart. And listen, people. So when we use crap. All right. I'm on a new computer here, so bear with me here. I'm on a different setup. I'm still trying to figure this whole thing out. Okay, so we're talking about 3650 here. Okay. We're talking about, that was our last gasp of the chance to hold around 6K, and that was very short-lived. This was really kind of our death candle here. November 19th, $5,500 to 47. The clean break of 5K, and the back test only got up to 48.80. Okay, so that was just 5K, but like melted through like butter. Resistance, we touched it again February 24th. Okay, months later, bear break, came back down, and now once again today's candle and today's rejection is like right there. I mean, we're talking about semantics here, because we were like, you know, 10-15 bucks away from super nut. And remember, that's only on linear scale. If you go to log scale, you know, it basically says, oh, actually, we actually have a little bit of more running room left, you know, but still, you know, we're basically talking once again about how much 4K and $4,000 Bitcoin. Can you imagine it? $4,000 close, you know, we closed over 4K here for one day, one freaking day. We closed over 4K. The next day, massive bearish engulfing candle, and by clawing our way up it over the past several weeks, you know, what have we really been able to achieve? What have we really been able to achieve? So, you know, we can look at this a couple ways here. If this is our summit, our top of our mountain, established here on the 24th, and our valley, our peak, our base camp on the 27th, okay, we're doing kind of an inverse Fibonacci retracement here. We're basically climbing back up the mountain of the major top off at 41.88, which is currently our resistance area, quite strong, and we all agree, I think at least, that this is a very strong rejection candle we got here on February 24th. So what happened here? We found our bottom here, current bottom 3654. We bounced. Okay, now our initial bounce got us almost to the 50% marker here, almost halfway up. Okay, our low to our high. Okay, now I like the fact that we have two examples of finding 236 support. We have it here, and more importantly, we have it on today's candle. This is the daily. We're to the penny, 3780, 71, low 37728. I mean, like to the you know, a dollar, let's call it, right? Found support on the 236. Okay, so what does this tell us? This tells us that for ranging in weeks, I have to see this as a confirmed support at 37.80. We have a very decently solid base of support here, given the current appearance of our daily candle. Now, this is a high wave candle. We have 2 hours left to go. We're still gleaming on the assumption that more or less in the next couple of hours we'll be somewhere or less in this position here, finding 382 resistance, but to find 326 support on our attempt to get to where? Well, our best case, I shouldn't say best case, our initial case would be this initial resistance area we had right as we crossed the 4K threshold, which also corresponds with our golden pocket, which is right above 39.84 to right at the 4K area. Because of this candle, how can this not be achievable? How can the bulls not be able to get us one more attempt up another $147 to at least retest the 4K area? And listen, if we get back up to 4K at this point, I just can't imagine us not busting through. After having 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th attempt to get above 4K, feels like we're kind of be able to get above it and probably be able to close above it for more in this one freaking day. And that would put us above our resistance candle, which we have here on our log scale, or on a linear version, we basically have a similarity that puts us over it again. So basically close over 4K for one more day. I don't think we'll see the similar rejection that we have here, and that will get us up to the extension. And for that, we really have to target anywhere between, I'd say right here. I really say, I mean, I think anything, yeah, I mean, if we can get above 4K and close above 4K next, I think the narrative to get to the high 4Ks, if not 5K, is definitely that real possibility. This is a short-term look on a higher-term time frame, but we can go to a different higher-term time frame and see this from a different perspective, being our initial impulsive move higher before our support at 33.38, and to see where we're basically found that resistance above our golden pocket of our initial wave 1 extension, and similarly finding that hugging a little higher on the fib extension 382 between and the 50%. Okay, so we're trapped between a fib and a fib, 382 and 0.5. Okay, halfway from 338 here. Now a 1-to-1, okay, let's just face it here. Let's just be like methodical and logical. A 1-to-1, okay, we did 3,100 to 42. We come back to 33. A 1-to-1 of that brings us right around $4,400. And if we were able to get to this area here, kind of combined with a double top from our initial bounce before our initial drop, or our final drop here, there's history of $4,400. And I go back in time here to 2017 and denote the resistance support again at $4,400. So $4,400 is definitely a very good looking target with a break and close above 4K for the 5th time, right? Is a possibility. All right, 107 of my good buddies here in the chat room. Who do we have here? Anthony Hartle, Smurf Maple Grove here. Is that grade A amber maple? I assume only the best. What's up, Yimney Quick? Yeah, weekly BB, stock RSI, monthly BB are so damn bearish. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Scotty, longs, yep, definitely. Bud Thompson, what's up, my man, as well. Guys, I appreciate you guys checking out to me today, the Thursday. Remember to follow me on Twitter. Give me a thumbs up here. You know, 23 thumbs up, 160 you guys watching. Let's get those thumbs a rocking here. Also, tips are always appreciated. If you guys have any specific questions or altcoin requests. So listen, we've been talking about the daily chart, okay? I feel at this point lower time frames are kind of irrelevant. Okay, we've been in this range for 10 days. If you bought at 38.50 10 days ago, you'd be right at the same position, and you would have moved a couple $100 in either direction. You're at the exact same price Bitcoin was on December 19th. At the exact same price Bitcoin was on November 23rd. You're at the exact same price Bitcoin was in August of 2017. Okay? So lower time frames right now, I kind of feel, are a little irrelevant. I want to go to the 3-day. What is the 3-day telling us here? The 3-day is telling us we are day one of this brand new 3-day candle after a bearish engulfing of previous day's candle. Although the decent wick there and the high volume, not the worst looking 3-day candle. Definitely I don't like the candle cluster, I would say. But it all comes into the narrative of holding this very tight range here once again. And listen, we had momentum. Bearish momentum creates a little bit of a bullish momentum. The spring loads, the spring exhales. Okay, there was momentum here to push through. We had another momentum on the retrace expansion wave here. Where's the momentum coming from this wave here? And that's why my bias, even though, believe me, I'd love Bitcoin to go up one more time to 4K and break through. Check out the volume. Look at the volume over the past several days here. Okay, sorry, 3 days. Or this is our 3-day candle here. I'm going to just get rid of a couple things, kind of clean up the chart. Okay, this is our 3-day candle. And we have a volume profile, okay, declining. And look at this, the support here, here, and here. I mean, when we have 3 tests of a support line on a higher time frame, it's a notable line. It's a meaningful line. Okay, now on the 3-day here, so I'll give this deference. A break could be a good buying opportunity once again, but a break of this line, even intra-candle, a break of 37.50 at this point, is a trend break. Okay, a trend that's been going on for over a week and a half, 2 weeks, okay, would be the break of this line. At this point, we're now as high as 37.50. Okay, now overall, let's say the bears step in, unable to hold this area, and we come back down. You know, again, 36.80 all the way down to, again, 35.50. 35.50, a big wick comes down, super dump, clears out all the longs. Okay, one more kind of a liquidity test in this zone. And the reason I bring up 35.50 is for 2 reasons. It's this candle here, and it's this candle here, or this kind of combo here. Both of these candles and combos were induced, okay, with a breakthrough of about $3,500 to $3,550, somewhere in this range here. Okay, there's money here buying Bitcoin when $3,500 gets touched, and we have 2 examples of that happening. Oops, whoops, that didn't work. 1, 2. Okay, we have 2 examples of the $3,500 area being a very, very strong liquidity area, for buyers to come in and purchase some Bitcoin. And then currently in this range here, after that, we see where most of our money is in. Most of our money here is between, it's right here between 35 and 38 again, and it's obvious between this area here. But I zoom out and we see we have this zone, and then any bear break, and I'm sorry to bring it up, but I have to bring up this red area here. Okay, even with our bullish scenarios, our retest of 4K, our breakthrough of 4K, our retest of $4,400, our breakthrough of $4,400, our retest of $4,800, our breakthrough of $4,800, our hit of $5,000 Bitcoin, $4,800 to $5,000, let's call it right here, something corresponding with this wick here, right? Break, back tests. Remember, I'm a big fan of the back test play, right? Come all the way up, Strong rejection. Even with all that bullish scenario, my overall bias, my overall thought process has to do with the lack of time Bitcoin spent in the 2000s, which was almost identical to the time it spent in the 3000s. You know, we've been in this 3000 area here for months, middle December, January, February into middle March, because of this cluster of history and price action here from August, July to September of 2017. And May to July of 2017 was basically a similar time horizon. You know, 2.5 months, 2 months. There's nothing about this history of support and the corresponding current history of support, which we've been seeing now, that gives me confidence that this lower area of support will not be tested at some point because of the gaps and the holes in the history of the price action and just the overall chart dynamics. That's what I'm seeing. Guys, tomorrow's Friday. A couple more days left in the weekly chart. I'm going to blast through some indicators. I'm going to pull my Bollingers now. Okay. Middle Bollinger. Listen, middle Bollinger, okay, continues to be an area. Continues to be a zone, a touch point. I'd like to touch at least $4,016. And then next week, you know, remember in 2 days, it's going to drop again. It's going to drop down to probably under 4K. Okay. Why middle Bollinger in the weekly? Why is that important? Because we have history there. History here on our tether pump. History here on our resistance on the early September. We broke through it on one weekly candle, only to be followed by a massive rejection candle the following week. Okay, that's notable. The middle Bollinger on the weekly chart is very notable. And another touch of it is logical to assume that that can happen, especially because of how close we currently are, and especially because how wide our weekly Bollingers are. And because of how wide we are here, man, there is a span here, okay? Resistance back test, pull these a little tighter. Remember, we were super wide in January. Frankly, we're still pretty wide here, but getting into April will be a lot tighter, especially on our daily. Okay, you got to keep an eye. Middle, lower Bollinger, $2,300. Upper Bollinger, 58, both falling. Middle Bollinger resistance right above 4K, and we'll fall lower, and we're right at it once again. History there. Tomorrow's that almost halfway midpoint of March, so it is notable and fine to discuss our monthly candle. Okay, again, it doesn't get any tighter than that. We've talked about the stability in our price action of Bitcoin. Okay, look at our monthly volume candle. We're halfway through the month. We're clearly less than 50% of the last month's volume. Okay, so, and look at our volume profile overall falling. So we have lower volume, sideways price action, tight doji. This is not, you want to see more building, especially this late in the month. We're halfway through the month. We've gone nowhere. You know, what massive volume comes out of nowhere? I'm not feeling it. I'm just, you know, I'm kind of continue to lean bearish, and that's fine. We're in a bear market. Okay, there's been crazy gains in certain alts for sure, because of Bitcoin just being sideways for 4 months. Let's go back to our daily here. Let's check out a couple other indicators. Middle Bollinger support. I keep stressing this. Look at that daily middle Bollinger. 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th freaking day, people. That middle Bollinger support has been touched and held currently intraday. Again, caveat, hour and a half left to go in the daily candle. What's up? Who are we here? O minus touch 0. Iceberg I. I don't know, Steve. Age 8. What's up, my friend? Good to see you there. Let's see here, crypto slice of life, North Carolina. All right, thanks for joining, my friend. Bud Thompson, Sean, are you trading this chop or is educating us plebe taking up all your time? I'm not trading yet, waiting for the big signal to buy, my ears to the ground. Listen, Bud, that's a great thing to kind of point out, because listen, this chop here, this is just shitty. I mean, this is not easy. Okay, you go 2 weeks with a asset based on over $3,000 and you go a less than 10% move. In the meantime, you have altcoins moving 20, 50, 80, 100% more even. The outliers, of course, your Raven coins and your BNBs. So you're seeing that on one side of crypto, and then you're seeing Bitcoin and more or less a bunch of the majors in terms of the top 3, 4, 5, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, EOS, again, following more or less in suit with Bitcoin's ranging, where random shitcoins, I'll say it, fine, whatever, have been able to use their just setups, whether it be Adam and Eve bottoms or just ranging for so many months and weeks. They're getting pumps. Some of the pumps are wicks, okay, quick wicks, quick meaningless wicks where, let's face it, you see a wick go up 20-30% out of nowhere, like there's just one 5-minute candles just normal, and then the next one is just boom, okay, so I've had this drawing up here for weeks. I drew this like the February 20th, and some sort of up here. Here's a neck. Here's our crazy shoulder. Listen, RSI over 50. That has to be a bullish stance. Okay, MACD is still in this bearish rejection, still in a negative histogram. Not super duper negative. We're actually hitting right at our previous resistance turn support, I would argue, the last time we were negative. So this is neutral to slightly bullish. And I say it's slightly bullish only because even with this rejection here, I like that we're still at a tighter range than we were previously. So we're in arguably this will be a higher low until proven otherwise in the spread there. I like the upturn in our daily and the hold of support here in this area. This is an opportunity to do a double top for an 80 rejection once again in our stochastic. This continues to give me pause, and I talked about this days ago, and now we're even days hence. Our last mega bullish move was roughly about 20 bars. This currently one here is 25 bars. And in our bullish oscillator here, we really haven't had anything that long since May of 2017, which looks like we did 40 bars more, almost 56 bars here. Okay, so I mean, is that the narrative? But look how much higher that was. Look how much more accumulation than to now. Look at this. It's a lower low. Nope. Wait. Yeah, lower low on the peaks here. It just feels tired. It feels tired, and I'm only using this current range as that area that I want to keep an eye on here. So that's bearish to me. Even though we're holding that good support, I'm looking for the retest. This is our TDI. Green has lost middle Bollinger support, bearish. Red is sloping down, still above middle BB. If the red falls below the middle Bollinger, I'm going to have to target our lower BB on a very bearish move here in Bitcoin. That would signify that as a possibility. CMF, chalk and money flow, still above zero line, still bouncing every time it gets down there. bullish above zero with a slight bearish stance. And lastly, OBV, or overall. I keep having to extend this darn triangle here. Okay, and if you keep going with that, you see that the parallel is finding, again, either it's channel resistance or a W bottom. Take your pick, okay? But for now, we're hitting that middle channel resistance on this more or less high. Actually, I should actually move this down here. I'll use that as an outlier for now because we have 2 taps here, 3 taps here. All right, how long have we been on for? 37 minutes. Okay. So, and oh yeah, lastly here, and this is longs and shorts. Look, we were close to this flippening here. And our longs and shorts. Let's just actually go to it right now. Bitcoin longs. You know, longs definitely finding a little bit of that support here on the daily. Yep. Okay. Listen, I can't argue that longs are not oversold. Longs are kind of oversold. They've really come down a lot. Look at the stochastic here. Look at the freaking stochastic here in our daily. Look at our daily RSI and our longs at 24. Super low. If this was if this were a stock, I'd say it's a dying altcoin, or it's in a good R versus R you know, load up on some sort of a long. And then but I can't argue that shorts are overextended. They definitely climbed a lot in the past several days. Have actually a little running room to consolidate a bit of it after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of kind of straight up here. But just quiet straight up, you know, basically 17,000 to 21,000. You know, it's decent move there, but it's not huge. So either way, neither one is really too extended here. And I just can't see an altcoin of the majors capitulating before Bitcoin does. Okay. I just wanted to touch base on a couple more items of Bitcoin, and then I will call it a show. Again, guys, appreciate you guys joining me today. 114 of my closest friends. It's been a while, been several days since I've done a show. Been dealing with some stuff here around the house, and but happy guys have you join. 113 guys watching, only 41 thumbs up. Remember to hit that thumbs up button there, much appreciated. Give me a follow on YouTube, give me a follow on Twitter at Big Chonis. Check out my website, bigchonis.com, and please inquire about any mentoring you guys may be interested in here. All right, so again, getting back to Bitcoin here. Listen, the ranging continues. Now, normally when we get these candles here, these Darth Maul candles, okay, where we clean out the board, it feels like we get something like this. So look at, we had something similar. Long lower wick here, long upper wick here. It was spread out longer, but the same thing happened here. Clear out the shorts, clear out the longs, or clear out the shorts, clear out the longs. And then we had this longer kind of inverse bar pattern here, which preceded it. You can't tell, I just can't be clear, you just can't tell which direction it's going to go. And I think the more meaningful, consistent volume is going to tell the sustainability. Every pump higher, every pump lower is going to be suspect until we're able to break our range of 39.40 and our low range of 37.70. Okay, we are seeing exhaustion a little bit in some altcoins, you know, save a couple. Okay, every day there's a variety of coins that are up, you know, 10, 20%. Okay, very similar patterns though, ranging, followed by the kind of sloping higher here. Big upper move here, big wick, right? It's just an example here. Okay, you know, not a nice 80% move there, right? But the 80% move right now is only a 40% move. So an 80% move for some is a 50% loss for others, or a 20% loss for others. It's all perspective here. Okay, don't chase these is my point. Don't chase these wicks. Okay, don't chase the wicks. Every wick so far on these little pumps have come back to a certain point. Okay, now some of the points have been meaningful. Okay, previous resistance breaking through, now trying to act as support. Okay, might be interesting areas. Take a stab if you get volume, but look at it, these are so random. There's nothing other than the fact that we had a low with a higher low holding here, and every time this happens, you know, targeting some sort of an extension, look where that ran to, exactly the 1236. Okay, but would you have had a sells all the way up here on this random koi Qtum, expecting some sort of rocket ship candle here? So watch, it's more or less, if you want to play these pumps, okay, don't chase these, but what's a good reversal? You know, maybe, okay, there's money coming in here. Okay, 20% move brings eyeballs into this thing. Okay, where would be a conservative entry to maybe catch a second run, a second wind? And does that correspond with an area of interesting price history as well? You know, don't buy into resistance. Okay, if you miss a candle, if you miss a run here, okay, this is another example here. This is actually on the 6 hour. It's a little more meaningful here. Up, 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 spread out. This golden, I don't know. But either way, you know, a near-term resistance target here is pretty simple. You know, don't try and go for the super home runs here. Be patient. Every candle here needs a retrace. Okay, if you're going to track the retrace, that's fine. Just stick to a fib. The fib is a fib until proven wrong. Right now, this is our low, this is our high. Okay, for now, we'll kind of watch the retrace. Clearly, we had resistance right here. If we came back down, found support here, you know, somewhere in this 50% pullback, might be another area of interest to reaccumulate to catch the second pump. Okay, don't chase these is my point. Okay, remember, these moves bring eyeballs, obviously, but you don't want to get caught on the top of these pumps. Okay, you want to get caught in a more meaningful position where you're, okay, we found resistance. Look at all these wicks here. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Now we broke through it. Now we're trying to find support here. Okay, that's a narrative. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, might be a bad entry there. What is this? Aeron, A-E-R-O-N. Okay, also coincides right here with this resistance turn support. Okay, so put logic into your entries. Don't just chase something because it's up 12%, 20%. Look at the chart. Okay, I kind of like this accumulation. Look at it spread out. It's building. We had a little initial peak. Peaked at 13.6 Satoshi. Came all the way back down to 10. A 30% almost pullback here from its peak out. 20%. More here. This is how you should be looking at these pumps. Okay? If you missed it, don't chase it. Just wait for a better entry. Wait for a logical area to potentially take a position for a continuation. Because if Bitcoin can continue to range sideways, or God forsaken, even go bullish, then yes, these altcoin continuations can continue. So I really appreciate that. Hey, our first tip of the day, Age 8 products, $5. My buddy, my appreciation to you. Thank you so much, sir. Guys, thank you guys for following me and following me today. 104 of my closest friends, 41 thumbs up. Up 63 thumbs up. All right, even better there. Much appreciated. It's going to wrap up here. A couple more minutes to go before I have to make some dinner. Listen, all eyes right now are on Bitcoin. We've had these bull runs over so many coins over so long. Okay, you know, 3 months of Litecoin just rising here. Okay, yeah, it's a little long in the tooth for sure, but I wouldn't put it past it to get that one more push, potentially up to that $60 range again. or even a little bit higher. That one more pump, if Bitcoin breaks 4K again, Litecoin should break 60. ETH back in the 140s to 150s. Bitcoin Cash in the 140s, 150s. Every other coin that's ran should have that potential to retest its upper bridge of its most recent resistance areas here. You know, as Bitcoin ranges. And these will be the things we'll be watching as the next hour and 15 minutes of the daily candle. This very, look at that, high wave candle here on our daily. Let's hide that. Last thing I want to discuss. Triple moving averages are 50. Moving is, you know, a couple days into this bull cross here. Okay. I'm not going to do cartwheels of this just yet, because a more meaningful one would involve the 200. And we've had other examples of when our 50 does cross over our 100, hence here, only to fall through once again and fall much more bearish. So we have an example of bull cross, support, continuation, dump. Bull cross, support, continuation, dump can still be a possibility. And our dump was right around as we got to approach the MA200 on the daily. MA200 currently around $4,800 and falling every day. So a replay of this narrative here from September is definitely a possibility, and something that we have to keep an eye on on our daily. On our weekly, however, overall MA200 remains our support, and if we were able to break bearish and test it once again, which is now up to $3,400, I don't think it's going to hold. I don't think we're going to get the bounce-inducing bounce off of it. And if Bitcoin, mark my word, touches this red line one more time, that becomes to me very bearish, and I think the 3K break would be inevitable. If we touch this red line here, this is the third rail, okay? It's Social Security. Don't touch it. It's where all the power is, okay? The power. We used a lot of power here. I don't know if we have enough power once again to go up one more time there on the higher time frame weekly chart. All right, I'm out of breath. I'm out of voice. I'm out of beer. So with that, guys, thank you for joining me. Appreciate your support. Appreciate the thumbs up. Remember to follow me on Twitter. Remember to follow me on YouTube. I'll try and be more active over the coming days here, just dealing with some stuff here at home, trying to get through the winter as best I can. You know, still working on several projects that I'd like to get a little more involved in over the next couple of weeks and months as we kind of roll through this market of crypto. Remember, the longer we are in this bear market, the more meaningful, the more powerful, the more substantial the next bull market will be. I have full faith in that. Bitcoin, as we get closer to our next halving and the inflation rate of Bitcoin basically gets cut in half, the valuation of Bitcoin becomes that much more meaningful, and in doing so, a better case for altcoin, specific altcoin values are more meaningful and definitely more possible for longer term growth and stability in our overall market. Remember, crypto is not hodl forever. There are times where it is appropriate to buy crypto, and there are times where it is appropriate to sell crypto. Okay? There is no reason why, even if you're an early investor, you need to hold from a 20K top off down to 3K. That's just stupid. If you got in really early down here, sub 1K, and you were able to ride this wave up here, and you didn't get out of some of your, if not most of your long-term Bitcoin holdings here, just to then reaccumulate once again for so much cheaper, okay, then what's the point, okay? In my humble opinion, from a longer term perspective, I do not feel that we are in the area, for me at least, to take those longer term accumulations just yet. There's always that chance for sure. This is the bottoming area of Bitcoin, but in my history of trading assets, I am truly doubtful of that, and I feel that we have one more leg lower to the lower 2Ks at least, if not potentially a break of that. But more importantly, I feel we have lots of time as we get into the summertime, springtime, summertime, to get a better sense of this overall market. So don't feel like overall you've missed the boat in any capacity, even though if these altcoins moves here and there, okay, the longer term moves of Bitcoin are really what matters. Last year's tremendous alt season, okay, was only achievable in the way it was because of what this was, because of Bitcoin's parabolic move. Okay, it can happen again. It will happen again. I believe it. You believe it too. Thank you for following me. Thank you for joining me. It's Big Chonis. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Peace out.